be a new car out there, at least in qualifying in the duels.
A Honda CR-V.
And that car is going to be owned in part by, I was about to say Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, by Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a Rick Hendrick car, so I'm not going to be able to root for it. But,
yes, you can.
And I'm really not a fan of the guy that's going to be driving it either. But, yeah, I think it's cool. You know, we called it a couple years ago.
Well, who's driving it and what spot? You can't say Junior's driving a car.
No, he's not.
Okay,
He should be.
Junior Motorsports
He should be.
Is fielding a car. For
I think he should.
Daytona 500. Who's driving it? What number? And who's the sponsor?
Well, it's the number 40.
There you go.
I think Junior should be driving it.
That's not the. That's
He's
not. This is I'm talking about facts here.
I think Truex would have been a good option. He's not.
Ryan Truex. Martin Truex Jr. Well, he's already got it right.
Yeah, I know, but I think that would have been a good option.
I think Jeff Gordon would have been a great option.
I think Kelly Earnhardt could have done a good job in that car.
What the hell?
But unfortunately, put Justin Allgaier in it. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Justin.
Little Gator.
And, you know, he had plenty of opportunities in subpar equipment.
I wouldn't say in the Cup Series.
Yeah, he
drove for Brant. Or not Brant. H. Scott.
Yeah. I'm telling Kurt Busch was a hell of a driver in that car.
No, he had like one good run, and then he's screaming on the radio, "Fuck" every week.
Clint Boyer had some good runs in that car.
Again, he was on fire most of the year. That motherfucker was always breaking down.
Listen, if NASCAR didn't fuck over Michael Waltrip Racing, anyways, I digress. I will say this.
What sponsor is it?
It's Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton's on the hood.
His whiskey.
There you go.
Brewed by Buffalo Trace.
Traveler whiskey. Have you ever had Traveler whiskey?
No. I want it. I hear it's pretty good.
Me too.
And I like Buffalo Trace, so I'm sure I'd like it. But, yeah, so that's cool. It's good news.
And like you said, we were what?
We were right. We were 2 years early. We called it
a
couple years ago.
Yep.
That this would eventually happen. I think one day, I don't know what it's going to take, but I think one day he will be a full-time Cup owner, Junior.
He's got enough flipping money to do it.
Apparently he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
But, you know, I think he could do it, you know, maybe not own the whole team, but if he partnered with somebody, got in, I think it's possible down the line for him. But
here's a theory I want to throw out there, if that's possible one day. When Rick Hendrick moves into the great beyond,
Jeff Gordon's taking the team.
Well, I know that. Jeff Gordon almost already runs the team as it is. But
no wonder they don't win any championships
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah. It's a luck of the draw to win a championship these days.
Facts.
Would Jeff partner with Dale and have their Jeff and Dale
I doubt
racing?
it, and the reason I say...
I mean, it'd still be called Hendrick, but...
And that's why I'm saying no, because I think it's going to be Hendrick Motorsports, and, you know, it's just what it's going to be. I think Jeff's going to be just run Hendrick Motorsports. I don't think he would take on Dale Earnhardt Jr. For that.
Not taking him on?
Well, he'd have to buy into the team, right?
Yeah.
But I don't foresee that happening.
I could see it happening. I think it might actually happen.
I don't.
Because Dale Jr. is a cheapskate. You've heard his podcast before. He don't like spending money on anything. That's why he would never get the... He was, remember, a few years ago when Chargers were, what, $2 million?
Yeah, he didn't want
to buy one. He's like, that's a lot of money. Now they're up to, what, $30, $40 million now. If you want to kind of not spend all that money, Dale, you can team up with Jeff, get sponsors from Junior Motorsports to come on to Hendrick, and have a mega team. They already got a mega team. That'd be even...
Who's crew chief in that car?
This is bad journalism by me, because I have no idea.
I don't either.
They had to announce somebody. Here, keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, but anyways, while he's looking for that, it's good to see. You know, it's always good. It might bring some more viewership in. You know, Junebug owns a car. A lot of people might tune in, see how that goes if he makes the race, which there's no guarantees because there's going to be some extra cars that are going to be pretty quick, and one of them is guaranteed a spot. So, which is dumb as hell. But Elio is going to be in the race no matter what, so that takes up a spot. So, it's cool that he's going to be in there. It's cool to see him on qualifying. It's going to be cool to see that car out there running around in the duels, and if he makes it on Sunday, I think it'll boost some viewership there. And
Greg Ives.
He'll
be the crew chief.
So it'll be cool if it works out, but the unfortunate part is, like, where did they get the 40? Did they say where they got 40 from? I know he can't run the 8 car.
He can't run the 8 either.
I know.
He could run the 81.
Yeah.
That would have been maybe a better option. I think 40 stands for 40% alcohol.
That makes sense.
For the Traveler whiskey.
That makes sense. If that's true, that makes sense. But, like,
it's not a bad number.
It's not a bad number, but it's not a Dale Earnhardt Jr. number.
Yeah, I give you on.
And you'd want. I know they can't run 8. Mm-hmm. They can't run 3. They can't run 9. They can't run 1. What else do they run in the Xfinity series? 88 can't run that. 7 can't run that.
I think 81 would have been the better.
I think
option.
81's the number they should have ran, because that was the original number of his Xfinity cars.
Yeah.
Shouts out Brad Keselowski. He used to drive that car. Eric Almirola, too. Kevin Harvick drove it a few times. Tony Stewart, a bunch of guys. But
Jamie Murray.
Jamie, baby. We'll talk about him a little later. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I think it's going to be cool. If they make the show, I think it's going to boost viewership. I think it might boost. Why can't I say?
Are you all right?
Why can't I say viewership today?
There's a lot of stuff you get wrong today.
Yeah, it might boost viewership. That's actually pretty difficult to say.
Might boost viewership.
There you go. All right, I guess you're just a linguist and I'm not. But
and that's bad. If I could say something and you can't,
yeah, it's
track record says that's not good for you.
Yeah, but
you're going the wrong way.
Like I said, I'm looking forward to see how it goes. I just wish it was. I wish Dale was driving it. I understand why he's not, but I wish he was. Or I wish they would have put somebody else in that car.
Well, who else would have been in the car other than Truex?
I think Truex is the best option. I understand that he's probably had the other stuff taken care of before, so they couldn't get him. But, I think putting one of his young drivers in the car would have been a better option.
At the 500, trying to make the race, you want somebody with experience. Dustin Allgaier's been there, done that.
That's fair.
Unless you get an old guy.
And I would have, I would have liked to see that. I'd like to see old fucking Elliott Sadler. See if Elliott Sadler wants to come run it.
He ain't driven a car in 7-8 years.
It ain't been 7 years.
It's been close to it.
Newman.
He's about died last time we saw him.
That is absolutely not true. He was running a Rick Ware car pretty decently a couple years ago.
He bought Tyler Reddick brake checked him at Darlington. I think that was the last time I saw him a couple years ago.
Eric Almirola. I understand he's working with Toyota. I get it.
Harvick maybe?
He's calling the race.
Yeah,
he can't run in it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's no real better options. Brian Vickers, if he wouldn't have died or almost died several times from his heart thing.
Who else? Who else would have been?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. And your two best Xfinity guys left for
Corey LaJoie.
No. Well, I mean,
if he wanted to keep up what his Xfinity program originally was, which is giving people a second chance.
But this is different than a second chance. This is like we're making our first Daytona 500 attempt. We need somebody that.
Do you think Corey LaJoie
knows what to do?
I would rather have Corey LaJoie in that car than Justin Allgaier, just based on what I think's going to happen.
I don't think I would.
Why? Corey's been racing.
Justin Allgaier is a hell of a driver.
Sure he is, but he's never driven the car. Yes,
he has.
He's driven the car one time at Charlotte.
And he did hella good.
The best car on the racetrack. I think I could have run 15th in that car.
He's got experience in the next-gen car. You can't use that excuse.
Sure. Not on the drafting track.
Not on a drafting track.
And he doesn't have the experience Corey does.
Corey would flip his dick off at qualifying. He'll find a way. He hit a jet dryer on pit road coming onto the track.
That's fair. I think Dale should have driven it. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
that's my final
that would
answer.
be awesome.
That's my final answer.
Get Sterling Marlin in that car.
Mike Wallace?
Yeah, try switch it around. They won't deny Junior Motorsports. Should have done that, Mike. I'll be quick on it. It's awesome. I've had a lot of people talking about it. Kind of casual fans that are my friends that know I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Like, hey, man, I saw where Dale Jr.'s trying to make the Daytona 500. Is he going to be driving that? I was like, no. It's his team from the smaller series trying to get into the big races. First time doing it. He's like, oh, man, that's cool. I'm going to watch. So it's getting attention, and it's getting publicity for the biggest race of the year. And we've said on this podcast before, we need the Daytona 500 to matter more than it ever has been, because the way the championship has gone the past several years is getting less and less important. So you need your biggest race to matter the most. That's when you get the biggest TV ratings. That's when the most eyeballs are on your sports. You got to have big names, big teams, big sponsors in this race. So it's huge. Greg Ives, he was a good crew chief in the Cup Series for Dale. He was a crew chief for Bowman for a couple of years. So he's been around the block. Now, he's never worked on his next-gen car, but he's kind of been in the weeds at Hendrick, probably helping set up these cars. So he should be good for putting on a fast race car in qualifying. And if you're the top two, if you're in the top two of fastest go or go home cars, it don't matter what you do, as long as you don't wreck in the dual race, you'll be fine to make the 500. And I think with that Hendrick power, Chevy horsepower, they always dominate qualifying. Other than last year, Hendrick had in Chevy, I think Stenhouse's got a couple poles too, has dominated qualifying at the 500. I think that will kind of continue this year. So they should be fine in qualifying. They should get in on speed in qualifying. But in case they don't, Justin Allgaier's a pretty good restrictor plate racer. I think he'll find his way into the field.
I don't think he'll qualify.
What?
I don't think he qualifies. I'm calling it now.
Was he going to sit it out?
No, I don't think he'll make the race.
You don't think he's going to make the race?
No. I don't think he's going to make it.
Who's going to make it?
Mike Wallace.
He definitely not going to make it.
No, he won't. But there's some good cars, some good open
you think
cars.
Anthony Alfredo's going to make it over him?
That car always makes it.
Not always. Not always. And this I'm saying right now, this Daytona 500 field, it's the most stacked in a while.
And guess who's going to win? Ryan Preece.
That's your pick? You going to go out on a limb right now?
No.